Today's speech is about Elizabeth von Thadden. Elizabeth was a Nazi resistance fighter and a hero. In her childhood, she grew up in Pomerania on the family estate called Triglav. She was the oldest of 5 siblings. Schooling was included but not limited to a boarding school in western Switzerland to learn French, and then Victoria's School for Girls in Baden-Baden from 1905 to 1907. She continued her schooling from there, but sadly, Elizabeth returned home from Riefenstein School in Maidenberg to assume the traditional lady of the house responsibilities after a pregnancy claimed her mother's life. Elizabeth then became the woman of the house at a young age, taking away from her education. The household was quite an education, however, as it was the hub for speeches and activists. The Triglav conferences, occurring from 1918 to 1920, was attended by Reichstag academics, women's rights activists, and Berlin pastor Friedrich Sigmund Schultz, who was a pacifist and was committed to social activism. She was inspired by his quote, "Home, family, work, and tradition are all, of course, merely worldliness. And when the mold is shattered for us, then the best still remains for us." When Elizabeth left home, she earned certification as a nationally accredited welfare worker on a transitional course by Marie Baum, who was the director of the Baden Ministry of the Interior for the Children's Village. The village held the motto of responsibility, trust, and community. The school and her class were shortly shut down after the Third Reich, them justifying it by saying, "Since this school of instruction does not offer sufficient guarantees for a National Socialist education of the youth." Von Thadden became interested in the point of resistance against the Nazis. At that point, Hitler was destroying letters from German POWs because he believed it would lower morale. And von Thadden observed policies to the church, the treatment of Jews, and the treatments of her non-Aryan family and friends, and Elizabeth continued to criticize Nazism in private and help the Jewish people. Von Thadden got so involved in the Solf Circle, which was a resistance organization that was associated with a man known as the Jew lover, Hermann Moss. Dr. Rexen, who lied to the group, telling them he'd carry messages to Switzerland to circumvent censorship. The information passed on the group's speculation about the Italian murders and discussing a German reform. 13th of January 1944, Elizabeth was imprisoned in Ravensbrück concentration camp. Johannes Solf was arrested along with von Thadden. They had been meeting in Solf's apartment. Solf's husband was Wilhelm Heinrich Solf, who was the Undersecretary of State in the Foreign Ministry and the German ambassador to Japan from 1902 to 1927. The Department of Foreign Ministry was opposed to National Socialism. She said of this experience, quote, there were repeated opportunities to escape, which I deliberately did not take advantage of in order to not endanger my brother. When I was brought to Berlin and again interrogated the whole night, the severity of this inquisition was quite monstrous. I was asked about confessing church and about una sancta. I did not let a single word slip that might have incriminated others. Ravensbrück concentration camp was bad. I had nothing to do with the assassination attempt of July 26th, nor do I know any of those people. I had too much influence. My circle had become too important. We wanted to perform social work at the moment such was needed. That this moment to occur was clear. We wanted to be good Samaritans, but nothing political. She was executed soon after, but her legacy continues to live on. Thank you.